Hi, I'm Jan with Academic Technologies, and welcome to the third and final video in our Socrative series. In previous videos, we've covered the creation and use of quizzes and how to get reports for those quizzes analytics. In this video, we'll be focusing on some additional tools, such as Quick Question, that can broaden your use of the platform and even make it a little more fun for you and your students. If you have any questions while watching this video, you can reach out to CNU's Academic Tech team or reach out to me directly at jana.docherty@cnu.edu. So we're back at our main page in our classroom, and you may have noticed in our previous videos that we've only used one of the buttons on this main page, the quiz button. The other buttons, however, do have their own functions. So let's start with the ones on the bottom, under the label Quick Question. You can see one for each question type available on the platform here. It's multiple choice, true, false, and short answer. Selecting a button relating to a question type will bring up a blank template for this question and automatically sends this blank to the student platform as well. One thing to remember is that these questions are blank. The only one that even offers a chance to write down the question is the short answer quick question. For example, if I go back, select short answer, I can put an optional question here, but it's not necessary. This means that these quick questions are meant to be paired with a question that is already in your lecture presentation or spoken verbally to the students. This makes them great for performing quick checks throughout a lecture in order to ensure that students are following along with new content. It's also important to note that these quick questions will not be recorded in reports, which means that they're not designed to be used in a way that will result in a concrete grade for each student. Again, they're just quick ways to essentially take the temperature of your classroom. The second tool that's useful in a day-to-day context is the exit ticket, which can be started by clicking the exit ticket button. Clicking this button will start an automatic quiz that always consists of the same 3 questions. The first question is a multiple choice, asking how well the student understood the day's material. The second question is a short answer that says, what did you learn in today's class? While the third question is another short answer that simply says, please answer the teacher's question, which will provide you an opportunity to put in one last question related to the material of your choice. This is usually done verbally because the exit tickets cannot be edited. An exit ticket can be a great way to end a class lecture for the day, as well as get a concrete idea of how well your students understood that day's material. Unlike quick questions, exit tickets generate reports the same way that regular quizzes do, so it's possible to keep students updated on their understanding and progress throughout a semester. The final tool on this main page is known as the space race. It's another method of delivering quizzes and provides many of the benefits as starting a quiz in the regular way, such as full reports and instant feedback to students. However, the delivery format in a space race is a little different. It essentially turns the quiz into a kind of game. So let's click on the space race button and get started. As you can see, the first step of launching a space race is very similar to launching a regular quiz, in that we select the type of quiz that we want to turn into this game. However, step 2 of creating a space race involves splitting the logged-in students into teams. We can select anywhere between 2 and 20 different teams that students can be sorted into. In addition to students' individual grades on this quiz, each team will have a cumulative score based on how many correct answers every member of the team receives. These teams can be auto-assigned at random, or you can allow students to choose what teams they will be in. You can also select an icon to represent each team. In my case, I like the bear icon. And we also have the settings available for each type of team. Once we click Start, our space race will begin. Now, the default instructor space for a space race will show a number of meters. In our case, we have 2 teams, so we have 2 meters, blue and magenta. for the blue team and the magenta team. Each one is also marked with that icon we chose earlier. That icon will move across the screen as the meter fills. Those meters fill based on the cumulative scores of each individual student. For example, if a student on the blue team gets a question right, the blue team's meter will fill a given amount. At the end of the quiz, the team with the fullest meter has gotten the most questions correct, so they win the game. To end a space race, you end it the same way as any other quiz with the finish button, and we'll see a very familiar window. The reports generated by a space race are exactly the same as any other quiz, meaning the students will still get the same kind of feedback, and you'll still be able to gather the same kind of data as with a regular quiz. However, this space race gamified structure can help change a student mindset for a given situation and provide a sense of teamwork and competition between groups of students. The last thing to address in this video is how to log out of Socrative. At the end of every class, it's a good idea for instructors to clear their classroom of all extra students, especially if a new class of students will be coming in shortly and you don't want to get your classes mixed together. To clear your classroom, you click on that people icon at the top right, the one that shows the number of students that are currently logged in. It'll open up a drop-down that gives you the option to click Clear Room. And you'll see that it'll let you clear all students from your classroom. This means that any students still in your classroom at this time will be forcibly ejected. Then you can log yourself out by selecting your name right above that people icon and select Sign Out from that drop-down. It'll ask you if you're sure. Just select Yes, and you'll be signed out. Thank you for joining us for this video, as well as all of our other videos about the Socrative mobile assessment platform. If you're interested in trying out Socrative, we've provided some additional information and a link to the platform in the description below. You can also reach out to our team at Academic Technologies if you have any other questions, or would just like help setting up Socrative for your classroom. Again, you can also reach out to me directly at jana.docherty@cnu.edu. Bye!